What's going on, guys? It's Groove, back again with another one from Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. So in the first video, we went over his 3-step process on kind of just how to get the ball rolling on unleashing the power within you. And in this video, we're going to be going over the power of decision making, because that's what life is all about. You see something that you want or a choice you want to make, and you have to make the decision to go after it. And so that's what we're going to be going over today. And again, if this is your first video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, or at least a like. Come on, you could throw out a like. So he starts out by saying that, most importantly, we should always be asking ourselves, how am I going to live the next 10 years of my life? How am I going to live today in order to create the tomorrow that I'm committed to? What am I going to stand for from now on? Again, you'd be surprised how many people don't ask themselves any questions. They never sit with themselves and say, hey, what do I want out of my life? That is huge. He says 10 years from now, you're surely going to arrive. So it's going to come whether you want it to or not. So we should plan for that. The question is, where are you going to be? Who will you have become? How will you live? What will you contribute to the world? He says this is where it all started for himself. He always asked himself questions. How will I attract the woman of my dreams? Where will I marry her? Will I create the family I desire? How much money am I going to make? You have to ask yourself these questions. Most people are just going through life, just doing life. They're making money, or they're dating whoever, or their friends or whoever, but they're never really making the decisions and sitting there saying, is this what I really want for my life? He says the most powerful way to shape our lives is to make the decisions and take action. Different actions produce different results. If we want to direct our lives, we must take control of our constant actions. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, but what we do consistently. You need to understand the power of decisions. Everything that happens in your life, both what you're thrilled about and what will challenge you, begins with decisions. He believes that in the moments of decisions, that's when your destiny is shaped. He believes that it is our decisions, not the conditions of our lives, that determine our destiny. And you see that so often today. So many people live in victimhood. They're always like, oh, I can't do this because of this, or I can't do that because of the patriarchy, or I can't do this because of racism. Instead of making the decision to do what you want with your life, it's always somebody else's fault. But you have to make the decisions. You have to make those choices and go after what you want in this life. So when it comes to making decisions for yourself, he says you need to set standards for what you consider to be acceptable behavior for yourself, and decide what you should expect from those who care about you. Again, you need to raise your standards, and this doesn't mean like raising your ego or thinking you're better than anybody. This is setting standards for yourself. Hey, I'm going to get up in the morning. Hey, I'm not going to check my phone in the morning. I'm going to hit that gym workout. I'm not going to eat that pizza this afternoon. He says if you don't set a baseline standard for what you'll accept in life, you'll find it easy to slip into behaviors and attitudes or a quality of life that is far below the one you deserve. Again, you deserve. Not that you want, but you deserve. He says, but unfortunately, most people never do this because they're too busy making excuses, or that they're not living the lives they desire because of the way their parents treated them, or because they lack opportunities that they experienced in their youth, or because the education they missed, or because they're too old. All of these excuses are nothing but BS. And he says by BS, he means belief systems. If you believe you're a victim, if you believe you're oppressed, if you believe that you can't do something, then it's never going to happen. Using the power of decision gives you the capacity to get past any excuse to change any and every part of your life in an instant. It can determine whether you're happy or sad, whether you're frustrated or excited, enslaved by your circumstances or expressing your freedom. You have the power to make the decision to change. You don't have to do what you've done for the last 10 years. You can decide to do something else, something new, today. Right now, you can make a decision to go back to school, to master dancing or singing, to take control of your finances, to learn to fly a helicopter. If you truly decide to, you can do almost anything. If you don't like the way you feel about yourself, change it. You must know that you can make a new decision right now that will immediately change your life. Make a decision right now to enjoy and cultivate the most positive emotions that you deserve to experience daily. Your life changes the moment you make a new, congruent, and committed decision. This is a big one right here. He says decisions act as the source of both problems and incredible enjoyments and opportunities. So again, you can decide to have problems in your life or incredible joys and opportunities. True decisions are the catalyst for turning our dreams into realities. The most exciting thing about this force, this power, is that you already possess it. He says most people will say, well, I'd love to make a decision like that, but I'm not sure how I would change my life. They're paralyzed by fear. It's not important that you initially know how you're going to create a result. What's important is to decide that you will find a way. So you must decide what you want, then you take action, notice what's working and what's not, change your approach until you've achieved what you want. Deciding to produce a result causes events to be set in motion. If you simply decide what it is you want and get yourself to take action and learn from it and change the approach, then you will create the momentum to achieve the results. And this is where everybody's like, yo, it doesn't matter what you're doing or what you want, just get started. Don't wait for things to be perfect. And that getting things into motion, taking action, he says that's so important when it comes to decision making. He says most people just think decision making is like a wish list. Like, I'd like to quit smoking, or I'd like to go to the gym. He says, no, you need to take action and just start doing those things. Making a true decision means committing to achieving a result and then cutting yourself off from all other possibilities. After making a true decision, even a tough one, most of us feel tremendous amounts of relief. This kind of clarity gives you power. With clarity, you can produce the results that you really want in your life. The challenge for most of us is that we haven't made a decision in so long we've forgotten what it feels like. Some people even have a hard time deciding what they're going to have for dinner. The way to make better decisions is just to make more of them. Realize that decision making, like any skill you focus on and improving, gets better the more often you do it. Repetition is the mother of all skills. He says there are 3 major decisions that you make in every moment of your life that control your destiny. Those 3 major decisions are the decision about what you're going to focus on, the decision about what things mean to you, and your decision about what to do to create results you desire. That second one is really big, the decision about what things mean to you. Because believe it or not, even though we're all in this world together, we're all operating, we have to go outside and interact with each other, we all see the world differently. And if you can change the way you perceive things in the world, you can change your life. He says most people in life live what he calls the Niagara syndrome. They believe life is like a river. They merely go with the flow. As a result, they feel out of control. They remain in this unconscious state until one day the sound of the raging water awakens them, and they discover they're 5 feet from the Niagara Falls in a boat with no oars. And that is true. I'm starting to see that too. I'll just be on the Explore page on YouTube, and you'll see another video of, oh, I'm 45 years old and broke. What happened? I'm 57 years old. I just lost my job. I have no savings. This is what happens when you don't decide to take a decision for your life. One day you wake up and you're 50 or 60 years old and you're broke and you don't know what the heck happened. You never sat down with yourself and made a decision about where you want to go in life. This is pretty interesting. He says your brain already constructed an internal system for decision making. So you make decisions subconsciously. He says this system is comprised of 5 components: your core beliefs and unconscious rules, your life values, your references, the habitual questions that you're constantly asking yourself, and your emotional states. The good news is that we can override this system by making conscious decisions at any moment in our lives. We don't have to allow the programming of our past to control our present and future. One thing that frees you from going with the flow and becoming paralyzed with fear is to understand that there are no failures in life. If you didn't get the results you wanted, learn from the experience so you have reference about how to make better decisions in the future. Use whatever life gives you in the moment. The truth of the matter is there's nothing you can't accomplish. If you clearly decide what it is that you're absolutely committed to achieving, you will take massive action and you'll notice what's working and what's not working. You continuously change your approach until you achieve what you want. So first, you need to clearly decide what it is that you're absolutely committed to achieving. You must take massive action towards that. You notice what's working and what's not working. And then you continue to change your approach until you achieve what you want, using whatever life gives you along the way. Again, there's no failures. In order to succeed, you need to have long-term focus. Giving up on our dreams comes from a short-term focus. And again, so many people give up so quickly today. It's like, whatever you want to do, it's going to be a long-term thing, and you got to build it brick by brick. Like, as long as you keep taking action, keep taking steps towards whatever you want to build or achieve, that's all that matters. And again, like he said, there's no such thing as failures. Like, if you make a mistake or if you fail at something, figure out what it was you failed at, tweak it, and keep going after it again. Like, keep going back and trying new things. Again, he says it right here. Success is the result of making small decisions, deciding to hold yourself to a higher standard, deciding to contribute, deciding to feed your mind rather than allowing your environment to control you. All these small decisions create the life experience we call success. No individual or organization that has become successful has done so with short-term focus. We're so focused on instantaneous gratification that our short-term solutions often become long-term problems. That's even more shown today. Like, this book was wrote in 1991, pre-internet. Like, it's even gotten worse today. Like, everybody believes this kid is 21 and he's driving a Lamborghini. Like, I'm so behind the times. I need something right now. I need an instant gratification. I need money right now. How do I become a millionaire overnight? Instead of figuring out a 10-year plan and hitting those small steps to become a millionaire over a long term. or whatever you want to achieve in your life. It's going to take small steps over time. So next he goes over 6 quick steps to help you harness the power of decisions. So he says, number 1, remember the true power of decisions. It's a tool you can use at any moment to change your entire life. Remember that when you start feeling overwhelmed, or when you feel like you don't have a choice, or when things are happening to you, you can change it if you just decide to do so. Remember, a real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken new action. If there's no action, you haven't truly decided. Step 2, realize the hardest step in achieving anything is making true commitment, a true decision. Studies have shown the most successful people make decisions rapidly because they are clear on their values and what they really want for their lives. Step 3 is making decisions often. The more decisions you make, the better you're going to become at making them. Step 4 is to learn from your decisions. Again, there's no failure. Ask yourself, what's good about this? What can I learn from this? Step 5 is stay committed to your decisions, but stay flexible in your approach. Don't become rigid in your approach. Step 6, enjoy making decisions. You must know that at any moment, a decision that you make can change the course of the way you live your life forever. If you really want your life to be passionate, you need to live with this attitude of expectancy. Know that it's your decision and not your conditions that determine your destiny. That's a big one. The human spirit truly is unconquerable. When you decide that your life will ultimately be shaped not by your conditions, but by your decisions, then in that moment, your life will change forever, and you will be empowered to take control of it. And that's pretty much it for that chapter on making decisions. I really appreciate how he went deep on decision making, because most people, again, are just like, they're living their life like in a river. Like they're not making no decisions, and they're just letting life happen to them and blaming everybody else. When you understand that your life is determined by your decisions, not your conditions, that you can take responsibility for your own life and you can change it whenever you want to. Because it really does make me sad when I see those videos of people that are like, I'm 45, 55, 65, I'm broke, I'm alone, I don't know what's going on or how I got here. Yeah, that's cool for a viral clip, but it's like, we can make decisions to change that so we don't have to be in those positions. So with that, I'll end it there. Go ahead and hit a like and subscribe if you've made it this far, and I'll catch you guys in that next one. Peace.